Hey, you! Did you know any of these curious facts? 20. In New Delhi, when a tree falls sick, they don't just wait for it to leave it to fate. They send an ambulance. Yes, a tree ambulance. Back in February 2010, the Delhi Municipal Corporation launched the world's first tree ambulance service to care for trees around the city. And in Lutyens, Delhi, many of these trees are over 100 years old, so think of them as botanical grandpas. Some of these ancient giants barely survived the 2009 monsoons, and like all seniors, they have their share of health issues. The older they get, the hollower their trunks become, which makes fighting off disease tougher. Luckily, a team of 4 tree doctors comes to the rescue, giving these mighty plants the TLC they deserve. Talk about branching out in healthcare. 19. Fun fact. The temperature inside a beehive is almost the same as a human body. Who knew bees were such temperature snobs? They insist on keeping their hive between 34.5 and 35.5 degrees Celsius, about 94 to 96 degrees Fahrenheit, because anything outside that range is a disaster for their eggs, larvae, and pupae. So, when it's too hot, they flap their wings like tiny air conditioning units. And when it's too cold, they shiver like they're stuck at a hockey game. Bees, nature's most efficient HVAC system. 18. Remember when Frito-Lay thought Cheetos lip balm was a good idea? Yeah, no one else does either. And for good reason. Back in 2005, they released a lip balm that promised to keep your lips tasting like cheese dust all day long. As it turns out, people prefer their lip balm flavors to be a little more traditional, like mint, vanilla, or literally anything that isn't orange and powdery. Even Chester Cheetah would have cringed at this idea, which went up in flames faster than you can say bad marketing. 17. And here's a stat that will make you utterly confused. 7% of American adults believe chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Let that sink in. That's about 17.3 million people, equivalent to the population of Pennsylvania, who are walking around thinking chocolate milk comes straight from the cow with no added ingredients. That's a lot of people who missed some pretty key information in kindergarten. 16. Now, let me introduce you to the ultimate multitasker, the TomTato. If you love fries and ketchup, but hate shopping for both, this plant is your solution. Since 2013, the TomTato has been available in the UK and New Zealand. At first, it looks like an ordinary tomato plant, producing over 500 juicy cherry tomatoes. But dig it up and bam, a patch of potatoes is waiting under the soil. It's not genetically modified either. This frankenplant is a result of grafting, a process that joins 2 plants into one. So next time you want to have a homegrown snack, you can get fries and ketchup all from one plant. How's that for efficiency? 15. Cracked iPhone screens. We've all been there. But did you know that 15% of iPhone users just keep using their phone as is? Yep, a full quarter of iPhone users have shattered their screens at some point, but 15% never bother to fix them. Square Trade estimates that 5,671 screens break every hour. That's almost 2 phones per second. It's like people are walking around with glittery glass screens, playing a dangerous game of, can I still read my texts through this spider web? 14. Over in Norway, there's a prison that might just make you rethink everything you know about incarceration. Halden Prison, a maximum security facility, operates on a philosophy called dynamic security, where guards interact with inmates to foster a sense of community. Guards eat, play sports, and chat with prisoners, building relationships that help prevent violence. With flat-screen TVs, mini fridges, and unbarred windows in every cell, it's basically rehab with better perks than some hotels. Even better? Prisoners are encouraged to get out of their cells for at least half the day, and they even earn a daily stipend of 53 kroner, about $9, just for participating. It's rehabilitation, but make it cozy. 13. Speaking of strange places, there's a town in Indiana called Santa Claus. No joke. The town was founded in 1854 under the name Santa Fe, but when the post office told them that name was already taken, they got creative and went with Santa Claus. Now, the town's post office is flooded with letters to Santa every year, and a group of volunteers, Santa's elves naturally, make sure each kid gets a reply. This tradition has been going strong since at least 1914, because let's be honest, who doesn't want a letter back from Santa? 12. Here's a shocker. Albert Einstein, yes, the Einstein, married his distant cousin. While still married to his first wife, Mileva Maric, Albert started seeing Elsa Einstein, his cousin. In 1919, after finalizing his divorce, he married Elsa, who spent much of their marriage as his gatekeeper, fending off visitors and protecting him from all kinds of nuisances. It's not your typical love story, but hey, genius minds think differently, right? 11. Ever had a brilliant idea after a few drinks? Germans have a word for that. Schnapps ID. It literally translates to booze idea and is used to describe a ridiculous plan that probably only makes sense after a few too many schnapps. So next time you suggest starting a band at 3 a.m. after karaoke night, just chalk it up to a schnapps ID. 10. Walmart has some serious storm prep. When hurricanes are in the forecast, the retail giant doesn't just stock up on water and flashlights. They also make sure they've got plenty of strawberry Pop-Tarts and beer. In 2004, Walmart's big data revealed that sales of these two items shoot up 7 times higher than usual, right before a hurricane hits. Because apparently, when a storm is coming, people like to hunker down with a cold one and a sweet treat. 9. Now here's a sport that involves sitting. In Germany, extreme sitting, yes, you read that right, has become a thing. It's called sport hockey, and it's like a cross between parkour and breakdancing, but with stools. Practitioners toss around special stools, perform tricks, and at just the right moment, sit on them in mid-movement. It sounds ridiculous, but it actually looks pretty cool. If you're curious, you can buy a Sport Hawk stool for around $70, because sitting still is so last season. 8. Want to feel guilty about toilet paper? Here's a stat for you. 27,000 trees are cut down every day just to produce toilet paper. That's 9.8 million trees lost annually for our bathroom needs. If that doesn't make you consider a bidet, I don't know what will. 7. Speaking of gutsy moves, Calvin Leon Graham holds the title for being the youngest person to serve in the U.S. Navy during World War II. At just 12 years old, he lied about his age, using forged documents to enlist. Despite his age, he fought valiantly, earning a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart. His time in the Navy came to an end when his mother saw news footage of him in battle and wrote to the military, revealing his true age. Unfortunately, he was discharged and stripped of his honors. Talk about a hero's journey cut short. 6. On Valentine's Day, women are leading the charge, buying a whopping 85% of all Valentine's Day cards. With 1.2 billion cards sold worldwide each year, that's a lot of love, and possibly a few guilt trips, making its way through the mail. 5. Here's something magical. The Hogwarts Express is real. Well, kind of. In the movies, the train is actually the famous Jacobite steam train, which runs through the Scottish Highlands and passes over the Glenfinnan Viaduct, the same scenic route you see in the Harry Potter films. You can even take a 42-mile ride on this train from Fort William to Mallaig. Expecto adventure. 4. In North Korea, choosing a hairstyle is serious business. Citizens are only allowed to pick from a government-approved list of about 30 hairstyles, 15 for men and 15 for women. Anything outside of those choices is considered rebellious, and you could face fines or worse. So, if you were thinking of rocking a bold new look, you might want to avoid North Korea. 3. And here's a fact that'll blow your mind. Disney World is the second largest purchaser of explosives in the world. second only to the US Department of Defense. Disney spends around $50 million annually on fireworks to create their magical nightly shows. That's right, Mickey Mouse is in the fireworks big leagues. 2. Finally, did you know that Mountain Dew was originally slang for moonshine? That's right. Before it was the neon green soda we know today, Mountain Dew referred to homemade whiskey. In fact, the original version of the soda was created in the 1940s by a couple of Tennessee bottlers who wanted a mixer for their liquor. Turns out, Mountain Dew has more of a buzzworthy history than you might think. 1. No relationship is ever a waste of your time. If it didn't bring you what you wanted, it taught you what you didn't want. Well, there you have it. Some mind-blowing, hilarious, and downright bizarre facts that you probably didn't see coming. From tree ambulances to sport hawking, and even Cheetos lip balm, still can't believe that was real. The world is full of surprises. If you loved this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on the next round of weird and wonderful facts. Got a favorite from this list? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Catch you in the next video.